Nige. Thanks for preaching for us today.
Pleasure, Zillan.
We have some pretty hot questions up the top of our Slido, so I'm going to hit you with a couple of those. The first one is from Elliot, who asks...
I love it when staff members ask questions. It's always the best. I've got to ban that at some point.
Give him a raise.
Unless there's another Elliot. Did another Elliot ask that question? I apologise if you did. Come on. Anyway, go.
Elliot asks, what kind of reward is in mind when the Bible reading says, quote, your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you?
Yeah, excellent. One of the really important principles of Bible reading, let Elliot know when you see him, is context. So just like have a look at the broader passage that you're looking at when you're trying to work out what Jesus might mean or what a passage in the Bible might mean. Look for words and ideas and stuff that might help you. I think actually if you come back with me in Matthew chapter 6 to verse 7, it's there that Jesus sort of answers this question. So he's talking about praying, and he says that, I'll read from verse 6, but when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. And then verse 7 is the contrast, right? And when you pray, do not keep babbling like pagans, for they think they will be heard because of their many words. Don't be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. So I think actually what Jesus is talking about when he's talking about the reward in both this... I didn't see you before, Elliot. I think what Jesus is talking about both in the prayer section and in the fasting section, he's actually talking about an answer to your prayers as you pray, an answer to your prayers as you fast. That is the reward. And indeed, part of the answer to that prayer is in the exaltation of God and his kingdom as flows out then in the Lord's Prayer from verse 9. But I think actually the reward is actually, and reward's a funny word. The word can sort of mean like a engagement with, or not repayment. Repament's too mercenary, but sort of some rewards not bad, but it sort of like sounds like, I did this and you did this. But it's more just like, no, the Lord honours, perhaps is a good thing. The thing that the Lord will do is honour your prayers and answer your prayers. But if you pray your prayers or do your fast in order that other people might see, that's your reward. He's not going to give you anything else from that. Your reward is people clapping you and likes on Instagram. But actually the other reward is him answering your prayers and being merciful towards you.
That's really helpful. It's not some sort of profound salvation or spiritual reward. Yeah.
No.
Cool. The next couple questions are kind of related. Ben and Anonymous kind of ask questions around, is it a good thing to, when we are fasting, to hide it from people, / is that something that we should do as a growth group in community together?
Yeah. Yes and no. I think I'm aware of one married couple where one of them fasts and the other one doesn't. It's sort of a little bit awkward if, you both come home at the same time and someone says, hey, who's cooking dinner tonight? And the other person goes, oh, I'm going to read for a while. And then doesn't come back for 3 hours. It's like, what the heck's going on? I made you dinner. Oh, I'll eat it for breakfast. That's sort of weird. I think the essence of it is that you're not there to parade it to everyone. Let your spouse know, let your family know. That's fine. Again, if you're letting them know because you want them to clap, then that's your reward. Enjoy your clap. But I think there's sort of just arrangements whereby you could do that. Certainly, I think a growth group could discuss it and decide that they were going to, fast in preparation for some, coming together in prayer or something else like that. I suppose my reticence in that is you don't know what struggles people in the group might have themselves with eating or otherwise, and you might not do it as we're all going to do this and we're all definitely doing this and sort of have this compulsion and togetherness force that the right Christian thing to do is for everyone in our group to fast right now. But it might be a leader saying, hey, look, I'm going to, we're looking at a serious topic in growth group next week, or there's this big thing going on in the life of, someone in our group. One of the things that we can do in a moment like this is fast, and I just invite you to consider whether you might do that over the next week for a day in preparation for that study or in preparation, to pray for that person in particular. So I think there's a few things that you just need to sort of be careful of, that we don't spiritually pressure people into doing something that we ought not spiritually pressure people into, that we don't even make it a, look at our growth group, we all fasted, but actually that you might suggest it as something that could be done. Yeah.
So Jesus' instructions around fasting are more making sure our heart is right going into it, as opposed to a religious dogma that is setting out in front of us. Yeah,
100%.
That's good. I reckon this will be our last question. Comes in from Lachlan, which is now actually the top one. So it's a hot question here. Really practically, what could fasting look like for us?
Yeah. Any number of different things. And it's interesting, isn't it, that you go through the Bible and Jesus doesn't talk about, exactly what to do, how to do it, et cetera, et cetera. What could it look like? It could look like you deciding that from, dinner one night to dinner the next night, you're not going to eat, you're just going to drink water. And if that's something that health-wise is not a problem for you, that could be a period of time in which you fast. You can still go about all your normal daily activities. One of the beautiful oldest saints said to me this morning that she often does that, sort of will have dinner and fast until the next night to pray over something. And every time she feels hungry, she pauses to pray. And if she's at work, she'll just pause and pray. If she's on the bus to work or something else like that, she just has sort of paused to pray in the midst of that. So I don't think the concept is that you have to take a whole day off and, I'm having a fasting day. But if your workplace allows you to do that, personal day for fasting, more power to you. Then feel free. But yeah, there's all different ways of sort of working out what you might do. And if food is not your thing, you could do something else. Deny yourself and dedicate that time to the Lord. I reckon all of us would benefit from 24 hours of technology fast, right? Amen? 6 people agreed. The other's lying. But just imagine how much free airspace you'd have in your head to pray if you just decided that one Saturday, hard Monday to Friday if you're working and you've got to be available, but if you just decided one Saturday you're like, I'm going no tech, no phones, just going to have a day, clear air to spend the time that I would normally spend in prayer. Wow, that could be quite a significant day for a whole lot of different reasons. So I think the Bible probably gives us license to be a bit creative. I think that it's good that Jesus doesn't lay down a dogmatic sort of thing. I think if you're interested in giving it a go, why not give it a go from dinner one night to dinner the next night and see how you go. And don't feel like you fail if you get to lunch and have a bowl of Cocoa Pops. That's okay. It's not about passing and failing. It's about how you use that time to honour the Lord and to depend on Him.
Cool. Thanks, Nigel. I might close in prayer. Lord, thank you for the gifts that you give us. Thank you for all of the things in our lives that bring us closer to you. Lord, I thank you for fasting being one of those things. I pray that, you will use that in some of our lives to bring us closer to you, for discernment, to dedicate ourselves to prayer, to hear your voice clearer. Lord, thank you for the God that you are, for what a beautiful name you have. Amen.